Instagram. You know the drill. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. Welcome to the show. Tonight is Wednesday, as far as I know. Unfortunately, my other computer looks like it's acting a fool, so I'm not able to see if the chat started or if y'all can see or hear me or anything. Can't watch myself at this point. So I'm gonna need y'all. I'm gonna rely on y'all, which I do anyway. Please let me know if y'all can hear me, see me. Let me know if the chat's there. Oh, somebody said I'm on. Okay, that must mean things are working pretty good. Let's hope that it continues to do that. Somebody said they can hear me. Oh, well, that's all I need. That's all the encouragement I need to get busy. Oh, yeah. Hump day. What? Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. Now, don't forget, I do have a merch store called Kevin's Corner Store. You can go in there and purchase whatever you want. Shop around. Just take a look. Just take a look. That's all I'm saying. And if you want, you can support the channel through that, or you can do it through my Cash App or my PayPal, or just watching, sharing, liking my videos, subscribing to the channel, making sure that your notification button is on, going back through, watching some of my old videos, giving me some, some numbers, hitting like on things that you maybe didn't like before. We want to get to 200,000 somehow, some way. So we'll see. Somebody says it's going to be another great show. Yeah, let's hope so. Because I want it to be a great show. And I think it will. Because we're talking about, of course, the Knights of the MAGA table. They're being picked, y'all. They're being picked. And I'm excited about it. But unfortunately, we got an evil entity to deal with as well. The Legion of Gloom. Let's go ahead and check them out and see exactly how we got here. How we got here because of their stupidity. So, oh, and don't forget, text MAGA to this number, 330-974-4607. This way we can stay in touch with each other just in case they out me. All right, now, let's get into it. Check this out, y'all. Oh, shoot, what's this? America last. Look at that dude right there, filled with lies. Oh, the fake news. Gaslightologist. Oh, you see that? You see that woman right there with the surprise eyes? That's right, man. She can't shut them bad boys. She's always in a state of surprise. The surprise eyes, those are evil eyes. But let's continue though. Oh, yeah. That's the left, y'all. Globalist. Oh, you see these? You see these? Fake news, fake politicians. Look at these fake politicians. Yeah, man. The Legion of Gloom. So let's go ahead and see who are the players in the Legion of Gloom. Yeah, because see, they got their squad and we got our squad. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and see who's all involved in the Legion of Gloom. Ooh, that was one of the #1 folks right there. You see that? You see that? Looking like the Joker. So now let's
joining the race. The vice president has raised an eye-boggling $1 billion.
The Harris campaign has a massive ground game, 50,000 volunteers.
With volunteers knocking on 5 million doors in Pennsylvania.
So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. They raised $1 billion for nothing. A bill for nothing, and knocked on 500,000 doors for nothing. For nothing. So let's continue because see, this is when they were sitting there planning their diabolical scheme to win the election.
Alone.
This is the first time some Democrats have told me they've ever heard of people knocking on the same doors a second time or a third time.
Democracy and free.
Yeah, see, that was one of their strategies. Yeah, they're sitting back saying, let's go ahead and send a whole bunch of folks out there to knock on doors once, twice, and 3 times. Now, I don't know about you. This isn't 1978. This isn't even 1980 where you get a knock on a door and you run downstairs full speed. You don't even look out the curtain. You don't even look. You don't look through the keyhole. You just assume Whoever's at that door means you well. There it is. Bust open that door, and it's your neighbor, it's a family member or something. You know, everybody's excited. You know, come on, sit on the porch. We're gonna go ahead and, you know, relax and enjoy ourselves, talk about things. It's not that time period, man. You get a knock on your door right now, you're like, what the, you know what? Who the heck knocking on my door? Oh, heck no. People don't respond to door knocking anymore. That era's over. So I guess they tried to go with a personal touch to knock on the door. Not once, but twice. 3 times a knocking. Now, they would have got some knocking all right if they'd have knocked on my door all those times. But look at all these other things they did.
Are on the ballot.
Our democracy is on the line.
We have to.
See, there it is. They tried that too. See, these were the evil tactics. Democracy is on the line. Democracy. See, they went with that one too. It was the democracy on the line strategy.
Protect democracy.
Have to work even harder to make sure that we defend our democracy.
Oh, well, look at that. If that ain't bathroom Booker, oh, he should be working hard to defend that accusation about that bathroom incident. I still want to get to the bottom of it. What was bathroom doing up in there? What's up, bro? Nothing. What's your name? Why, man? Do you normally ask people in the bathroom what their name is? Oh, no, bro. I'm just trying to be friendly, man. I'm just trying to. Oh, boy. Anyway, so what you about to get into? The stall, man. Why you asking me questions like this in the bathroom? Okay, look, man, I'm sorry if I offended you. Yeah, you did. I need to get to the bottom of bathroom gate. But nonetheless, let's continue.
We don't get to choose when we're asked to defend democracy. We just have to do it.
Just got to do it. Y'all hear that? That was one of the techniques. It was go ahead out there and just do it like Nike. Don't ask questions. It's for democracy. It's kind of like, you know, don't ask questions about the Ukraine war while we're sending all those billions of dollars over there because we're defending democracy. And if you ask questions about that, then you must not like democracy. You must be what? A Putin puppet or something like that? So don't ask questions. Don't ask about the economy. Don't ask about the border. Don't ask about her policies. None of that. Just remember, you're defending democracy.
And this is not a drill.
The Harris campaign has built probably the most sophisticated, robust, impressive voter protection program in the history of presidential politics.
So what? They thought they were about to get cheated? I mean, what kind of voter protection program? They're the cheaters, not the cheatees. So I don't know what they were doing. They built that for nothing too? Like they were going to have to worry about getting cheated. But let's see how that worked out.
Millions in the bank ready, with lawyers all over the country that are ready.
Democrats have been planning on every one of these options for 4 years. Are Democrats ready? You bet they are.
We have county.
Yeah, see, everybody got a good plan. Like Mike Tyson said, you know what? Everybody has a good plan until the punch in the face. So it sounds to me like they did all of that planning, all of that prepping. And when they got punched in the face, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do, but let's continue. Here's Bug Eyes again.
County clerks ready to go, secretaries of state ready to go. Joe Biden should have dropped out earlier. There should have been.
Oh, now they're going through the stages of grief. The shoulda, woulda, coulda. Now they're playing a woulda, coulda, shoulda game. He should have dropped out earlier. What else?
In an open primary, people never got to know Kamala Harris.
They spend too little time talking about the economy.
Wildly overestimated.
No. They spent, too little time talking about anything except for racism, white nationalism, xenophobia, and all the other phobes and isms and stuff. But there they go now. They're sitting back thinking it through like, man, we shoulda, coulda, woulda did this.
Made it the power of the abortion issue.
Chose the wrong VP. Managed to alienate historic numbers of Latinos.
Abandon the working class.
Democrats need a new way to talk about urban America.
Do that.
Look at all of these mistakes they're able to look at now. But it's funny how they didn't look at those mistakes throughout because they really disrespected the intelligence of the American voter. They thought that they could woo them with entertainers and singers and just demonization of Trump and name calling. They thought they can get away with that. They thought they can get away with, having a bootleg president out there anyway in the form of Joe Biden and then replacing him with Kamala Harris and then rebranding her, packaging her, just put a new wrapper on her. And I'm saying, now, wait a minute. I know, last time I looked at this, it was liver and I don't like liver. Now you just put some wrappings on it and you said now it's chocolate and I'm going, no, I can smell, that's liver. I don't want liver. I don't like it. So they thought they can get away with that. But now that it all collapsed, now they're all sitting back going, you know what we should have did.
At Joe Rogan podcast.
They were too woke, insisting that people use
Too
the term
woke.
Latinx too far to the left on transgender rights.
You have to say they. No, you have to do this.
Stop with
Wow. You hear them all? I reminisce for a while. I should have said think back 22 years, keep it on track. So now they're over there reminiscing. They're talking about how they all, went a little too woke. Ended up going broke. And I'm thinking, y'all didn't see that coming. Nobody stuck their finger in the water to check the temperature. You just threw the baby in there, full-blown scald the baby or freeze them. Nobody stopped to say, you know what? Outside of me coming in here and prostituting myself to get paid, what do I really believe when I go home? Most likely, if I go home after prostituting myself on one of these networks, I'm probably going, man, I tell you what, they had me out there today talking about some transgenders and men could be, that's crazy, honey. That's crazy. Well, if you probably think it's crazy, that must mean that a lot of Americans do as well. All of the crap that these same people who are now saying they were too woke, they were too far to the left, they all participated in it. Isn't it odd that the media all comes out and they just dismiss themselves from all of the carnage? They're the ones that just lit the whole barn on fire and then standing with the firefighter talking about how do you think that happened? That's crazy, ain't it? You know what? They should have checked the electrical cords before they all of that stuff. So these people were participating in all of that wokeness, all of that identity politics. And now they're all saying, you know what? They went too far left. But let's continue because the reminiscing ain't over yet.
the virtue signaling.
Step away from woke. Focus less on who is woke and more on who is broke.
Yeah.
Social justice issues will take a back seat when your son is in the basement vaping and playing video games and can't find a job.
Wow. That guy went deep in. When your son is down there in the basement playing video games, can't get a job, shooting up heroin, and you know what, wiping boogers on the carpet and stuff like that. That's what the... So now they're all talking about the wokeness. Now, do you think the Democrats are going to change? You think the Legion of Gloom is going to really sit back and say, maybe we're too openly evil? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we should kind of, disguise our evilness, our craziness. You don't want to reveal how crazy you are on the first date. At least get the person locked in before you start going, who you on the phone with? I mean, at least let them fall in love with you. You don't show your full-blown crazy hand up front. And the Democrats just was full-blown crazy, and then they wonder why we want to break up with them. We're sitting there like, man, you opened up with crazy. You've been acting crazy for the last 8 to 10 years, and now you talking about some, I'ma change. I'm serious. I ain't gonna be, tearing up the house and stuff anymore when you don't tell me how nice I look today. I'm not gonna do that no more. And you're going, you've done that for 3 years straight, and you want me to think that now you're gonna change? I don't think they're going to change. I don't think they're even listening to the very same people who helped them push all of this stuff. Just like they all helped them push that Joe Biden was in great shape until he wasn't. And then what did they do? The White House is deceptive. They're not, you know what? Somebody needs to do. Somebody needs to tell him. Isn't that crazy? But it's not just the fake news, guys. See, the real telltale is that these deceptive Democrats, right when it was coming down to the election, decided that they were going to now become conservatives, y'all. They even tried that. They tried to go straight up conservative, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. All of these conservatives, all of these Democrats in the Midwest and in the Rust Belt, all of them all of a sudden was releasing ads, and you would have thought they were white nationalists. You would have thought they was hanging out with Trump all the time.
I want to get to the Maureen Dowd piece. Maureen Dowd's piece for the New York Times entitled Democrats and the Case of Mistaken Identity Politics.
Now, you know what's crazy? Yeah, they're going to let this die down. Say, you too, we're coming for you. Darn right. They're going to let this die down, and then they're going to forget all about what caused them the election. They're going to forget about, you know what, maybe we should dial back the wokeness. Some of them never even paused. They didn't even break stride. They're still on the networks pushing wokeness. See, they won't even let it die down. Pretend that they're learning a lesson. So, We know the fake news was in on it. Now they're sitting back identifying some of the problems. But then as we look at Democrat politicians, look what they tried to do, y'all. They tried to fool us, y'all.
Sherrod Brown is working to fix our border crisis.
Sherrod Brown is working to fix our border crisis. That guy's in Ohio. This same Sherrod Brown who voted for with all the Democrats, that guy tried to pretend, just like Chameleon, he was trying to fix our border crisis. By what? Supporting that bipartisan bill that did nothing? Yeah. So what else? Listen to all of this, y'all. They tried to trick us like we don't know their true nature.
Mondaire Jones is working to secure our border.
Pat Ryan is restoring order at our southern border.
I'm Laura Gillen, and I'm here at the border of Nassau County.
Well, listen to all of these radical border hawks. Y'all see all these liars, these pretenders. Where were all of these ads when 2,000-3,000 folks a day walking across our border? Sometimes six. Where were the ads? Where were all of these voices when Congress on the Democrat side was calling everybody xenophobic who wanted to shut down the border and send all of these people back? Why weren't there any voices of reason going, you know what, we need to go down to that southern border because you know what, we need to get tough on the border? But right around election time, they become truly chameleon politicians. And look at this. You would have thought these were all Republicans.
We're 2,000 miles from Mexico, but we're feeling the migrant crisis almost every day.
Every day.
Let China steal Wisconsin jobs.
Benefits for illegal immigrants? No way.
Boy, I tell you, man. Oh boy. So y'all hear all of that nonsense? People saying they ain't get notifications. Y'all hear all of that nonsense talking about funds for illegal immigrants? No way. Wow. I mean, they sat in some think tank and probably said, hey guys, all right, we didn't realize how quickly this day would come where we have to now try to give an account of how raggedy we handled the border. And we're not in California, see. We're in the Midwest, and the people have seen our behavior, our response, our attitude. Some of them, demonizing folks because they don't like it, ignoring people when they say, look, this is a problem. And now all of a sudden, we're going to try to make them think, no, not me. Not me. That was the other woke Democrats. As a matter of fact, you know what? I don't really kind of look at myself as a Democrat. I'm kind of like, you know what? I fight against the system. I'm an independent thinker. All kind of tactics and strategies that didn't work because we know a snake is a snake is a snake.
Blocking support for white farmers? I mean, look at it.
Standing with law enforcement against defunding the police.
There you go. Went out there, found them somebody that dressed up like a police officer, made sure he got the cop haircut, the butch haircut. There you go, right there. The standing with police officers. Wow. Now you see how deceptive politics is. And it's more so on the Democrat side. When these folks come up with these type of tactics that unfortunately do work on some people, but when you see a systematic behavior from the whole party, and then you see these ads only start showing up that sounds reasonable during voting time, it's very clear that these are all tactics to deceive the voters. And once they get in, it's like the crazy woman or guy who marries you. Soon as they say, I do, you come home, he's sitting in a dimly lit room. Oh, what are you doing here, man? You scared me. Oh, I did, huh? Yeah. You should be scared. What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, then you realize, like, oh, shoot, this person deceived me. And that's what they're doing. And all of these ads right here.
I've owned a gun my whole life.
Let me be clear.
Wow.
I don't want boys playing girls' sports.
You all know.
You see that guy who ran against Ted Cruz, who definitely on all the legislation supported boys playing against girls and stuff like that, until Ted Cruz blasted him during a debate. And then, let me be clear. I don't agree with boys playing in girls' sports. Why did you support all that mess? I don't understand. Why did that one lady come out? They think we're stupid, man. They think they could just throw out anything. I'm a gun owner. So, your whole party, see, here's how you really destroy all of these Democrats. If you believed in all of this stuff, you wouldn't be a Democrat. They would not let you run in that party if you really believed all the crap that you've seen in these ads. They operate like a hive. You can't get in there talking about I support the First and Second Amendment. You know what? Why are we going after AR-15s? You guys are crazy. It's a part of the Second Amendment. And you know what? I don't support the transgender the athletes. They would get rid of you so quick. So you know all of these folks in these ads were lying, hoping to win. And of course, that didn't work. People at this point are seeing through these fake politicians. But they gave it a shot because they knew at the top of the ticket lied a Muppet.
Me, I've never pushed for sex changes.
You hear that guy? He cut straight through the chase. Like I never supported sex changes. Boy, they're gonna get it from the transgender community when they go back. That we heard that ad that you said. You said you never supported the sex changes. I was trying to get elected. Look, I really support the trans. Look, there's a pride flag. It's a pride flag in my office. Nala's gonna get it. She's gonna get it. Oh, and then we'll end with her.
Have a Glock.
I have a Glock. The most chameleon of them all. Yep, chameleon hairs. So that didn't work. So the Legion of Gloom is all sitting around wondering what to do now. While Trump is putting together the Knights of the MAGA table. Oh yeah, and I'm excited. Yeah, man. Oh, look at that. Oh. Wow. Strong military. I like a strong military. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's beautiful, guys. So, yeah. Now, before I go on and introduce some of the new folks that's at the round table, I'm going to have to go ahead and give somebody the business. Uh-huh. No. Bad girl. Be quiet. You ruined your privilege. Bad girl. Hilarious, y'all. So I go in the room to chastise Nala, and Gizmo escapes. He was like, I don't want to stand there with her. She the one got herself in trouble. As soon as I opened the door, he bounced. Yeah, you bounced, didn't you, Gizmo? He's like, don't leave me in here with her. I'm not the one in there making a noise. Anyway, so guys, so Trump is picking some hardcore folks for the most part. He's not done yet. There are some outstanding questions that are still out there. One being this beautiful lady right here. She still has a question mark, but I'm hoping that he finds a place in his cabinet for her. Because, you know, I'm going to go ahead and show some clips that might give us some hope. Now, I know some people, they're concerned about Marco Rubio, and the verdict is still out. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give a little room for grace and a little room for wisdom, because I just don't think with all of the people surrounded by Trump or around Trump, I think they probably really vetted Marco, or they know some about Marco that we don't know. Now, I always was a J.D. Vance fan because he's from Ohio, and I got a chance to hear him way before he was elected to Congress. And I heard his transformation. He gave his testimony when I went to hear him way before he was elected. And so I see that J.D. Vance is legit. I thought he was legit way before, you know, they elected him. I'm hoping, Marco, I'm really hoping he does not let us down. I really am. And if they show, my thing is this: Trump has an agenda. And if Marco does not implement that agenda, get rid of him almost immediately. That's how I look at it. If he's doing what he's supposed to do and he's implementing the agenda, then so be it. But until he flubs up, I'm going to try to give him a little grace out of respect for Trump and all of them, and just hoping that the wisdom and knowledge and interaction with him. Plus, he does have some good points that I'm going to show y'all in a second. But now, getting back to these people, I wonder what they're going to do with her. She's still got a question mark. Look at her.
Well, thank you, Chris. It's good to be with you on your show, and I appreciate you recognizing.
Somebody said give Marco a 3-month grace period. That's about it. That's about all the time he gets, man. I ain't gonna even lie. We have no tolerance for any shenanigans like the Senate right now that's trying to act up. No tolerance. And see, they ain't got enough strong MAGA Republicans over there that will stand up to Mitch McConnell and his shenanigans. That burned me up today. Somebody said Tulsi is the director of Intel. Did they offer that to her already? Oh, don't tell me that. But let's go ahead and see why she should be at the table of the knights of the MAGA table. Somebody tell me, talk to me. Says Tulsi has a job. Did they offer that to her? What? Yes. Yes, beautiful. So I got to update this now. Here we go.
Our veterans, my brothers and sisters in uniform, and the many challenges that our veterans in this country still face alongside their families. And to me, the most important commitment that veterans and servicemen and women should have from our leaders in this country, the best way to recognize that service and sacrifice and to say thank you is to make sure that our men and women in uniform are only sent into harm's way, are only sent to war as a last resort.
Beautiful. You see why she's been knighted? You see why? That attitude. Now, do you think Liz Cheney thinks like that? You think Liz Cheney thinks like that? You think the Democrats, they don't care about the Ukrainian young men and women who are deleting themselves out there trying to fight for a lost cause? They don't care about that mess. We will send billions and billions of dollars until there's no Ukrainians left. There it is. But here's Tulsi saying, look, man, the way you really honor the men and women is you protect their lives. I watch a lot of war movies, and some of the more realistic ones really paint the picture of how war was. I was watching Fury the other day with Brad Pitt, and I'm thinking to myself, in the movie, if you haven't seen it, there was a young man who was new, and they stuck him in the tank. This dude looked about 18, and it really hit me like, man, can you imagine? He said, I've been in the army for 8 weeks. Stuck him in there and sent him over there, and he's watching folks get blown up, watching folks get burnt up. I mean, and the shock was so great. This dude was scared to death, and he started to make the adjustment. But I'm thinking, war is real. You don't just toy around with that. And I think sometimes these politicians, since they're not able to see it firsthand, they sit back and they just imagine. They say the easiest way to kill someone is by pushing a button. Something you don't have to see. Just a drone strike, I didn't see the carnage. The hardest way is with a knife, because you're sitting there and you're going, man, always imagine if I had to defend myself, I could dun, 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 dun. But when you really see the damage that it does, you're going, this is going to mess with me for the rest of my life. Now, imagine you being 18 years old and you're going over there and you're seeing that stuff and you somehow make it back. The fact that you made it back, you're going, I can't even believe it, but I feel a little bit guilty for making it back because a lot of people didn't. And I also got to live with the trauma. And yet, these folks over here, these war hawks, are okay with just going, go. Because we're fighting against the injustice and we're saving somebody's democracy, defending somebody's border. And so that's why this woman right here with that statement and, her integrity definitely is a knight of the MAGA table. Oh, there's another one I'm hoping comes through.
Who's been enormously loyal to the president from the get-go.
Dan Bon. Now, I heard he's being considered for the director of Secret Service. I'm hoping that he gets the job. I really am. Dan Bon is a stand-up guy. He's dead serious. I heard there's like 2 people in contention for it. So I'm really hoping. What? Dan is director? Secret Service already? He got the job? What? Maybe I need to get on X and get my information quickly, real time. So did Dan get it? Somebody talk to he got it? Yes! Oh, man, y'all making my day. Man, y'all better not be. Y'all ain't joshing me, are y'all? Y'all better not be joshing me. All right, don't need. All right, so Dan Bond is on it. I need to update it now. All right, wait, let's see.
And our own Pete Hegseth will be his Secretary of Defense. Pete, of course, has been a host here at Fox for a number of years. He's an Army veteran where he served in Afghanistan, in Iraq. Trump saying, quote, Pete has spent his entire life as a warrior for...
Kash Patel being considered for the CIA. Oh, man, he would be great. I love Kash. All right, but let's see what's up with Pete.
For the troops and for the country. He's tough, smart, and a true believer in America first. With Pete at the helm, America's enemies are on notice. Our military will be great again. And America will never back down.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Community by community, school board, city by city, state by state, and across this nation, there is a Marxist political movement, call it culturally Marxist, call it progressive, call it what you want, that seeks the destruction of Western civilization and Judeo-Christian values, America being the most obvious representative of that over the last 250 years.
to course correct.
Woo, I'm liking what I'm hearing from Pete. I'm seeing why he came out. I knight thee, Pete of Sir Foxahan. There you go. Wait, what else, Pete? Yeah, show the folks why you're sitting at the Knights of the MAGA table.
Correct it, but it would take the new Trump administration going after it really hard.
How would they correct it?
Well, first of all, you got to fire. You got to fire the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and you got to fire this. I mean, obviously, you're going to bring in a new Secretary of Defense, but any general that was involved, general, admiral, whatever, that was involved in any of the DEI woke shit, has got to go.
Gets my vote. Just that alone. He is talking my language. First of all, you got to go in there and fire folks. You got to get in there and dig out the rot. Period. You can't go in there and get deceived by folks that's going to lay low until the smoke clears. I'm glad you're on board. It's good to have you, Pete. Sergeant so-and-so reporting. Yeah, just between you and I never was really on that commercial that they put out. It was ridiculous. These are my two moms. My two moms. And it was ridiculous. Then all behind closed doors. All right, I'm still in somehow. You got to go in there. You got a clean house. So now what else, Pete?
Either you're in for war fighting, and that's it. And that's the only litmus test we care about.
That's it. That's the kind of guy I need right there, running it. Can you fight? Well, you know what? I'm good with people, then I really work well with others. Can you fight? Well, you know what? I'm great with numbers. I'm not hiring an accountant. Can you fight? That's all we want. We don't want somebody in there. Are you sensitive to the other people's feelings when it comes down to the bathroom neutrality? And are you okay with sharing your pronouns when you... we don't need that mess.
You got to get DEI and CRT out of military academies so you're not training young officers to be baptized in this type of thinking. And then, whatever the standards, whatever the combat standards were, say, in, 1995, let's just make those standards.
Yeah, let's go back to where we was being all that we could be in Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. What a great place to start. Y'all remember the commercials that would come on? What do we have now? And, and I wanted to do something. I went to climb mountains, and then that didn't work out. So now I think that I might go ahead and join the military. And I'm going, good grief. Yeah, let's go back to the days where the sergeant could get in your face like Full Metal Jacket. What is your major malfunction, numb nuts? Didn't mommy and daddy show you enough attention? That's what we need. We need some of that. What is this, Private Pal? A jelly donut, sir. A jelly donut? What is this jelly donut doing in your locker, Private Pal? That's what we need. Because I was hungry, sir. I was hungry, sir. That's what we need. We don't need these cats sitting up in DEI training, hearing about how to be sensitive to the other soldiers, just in case you're fighting against the Chinese and they have any cisgender people over there that might need a safe space. Make sure you give them their space. We don't need that mess. Let's continue, Pete, because I'm liking what I'm hearing, bro.
And as far as recruiting, to hire the guy that, did Top Gun Maverick and create some real ads that motivate people to want to serve.
Bingo! Man, as old as I am, I might go ahead. After seeing Top Gun Maverick, I was like this, where is it? Where do I sign? Where do I sign? I'm ready to go fight. What, no, we're not at war? Okay, but you know what? Just in case. Yeah, that's what we need, man. Bring that back. Especially considering right now, it appears that we got flickers of young men returning back to masculinity, throwing off the wokeness, starting to become patriotic. Take advantage of that wave, man.
And there's lots of other ways in which you could identify who gets promoted and what, but there's an ethos change. I mean, there's a reason people don't want to serve, because they don't trust that their senior leaders are going to have their best interest in mind in combat.
Yes.
I know
him and Tulsi hit it right on the head. Why would you go sign up and you're looking at Joe Biden, who can barely talk, can barely salute, falling on stage, all of that. You're looking at the Democrats playing around with DEI, forcing you to do all these training. You're looking at a whole party that tried to force everybody in the military to get the you-know-what and was cutting folks loose. Navy SEALs, people who take like $7 million a man to train, and they were like, well, you know what, if you don't get this shot, even though you're out, being faced with malaria, you're all over in Africa, you're in the jungle, you're all over at, but you know what, you need to get the shot. That's what they were doing to our military, wokeifying them. Why would you want to get involved with that when you see the writing on the wall? But yet you see Trump doing everything he could to stay out of any type of conflicts. Now, I don't have a problem. Even if I was young enough to serve, I wouldn't have a problem if something broke out and I was serving under a leader, a president that loved the country, did everything he could to avoid the situation, and he also evaluate the situation and say, this is absolutely detrimental to the survival of our country. Our country. Then at that point, you got to do what you got to do. But if it's just like, man, I don't know if these people are just trying to get paid by the military industrial complex. I mean, I hear a lot of rattling and stuff talking about some their borders and all of that, and Putin's going to take over all of Europe. And I'm going, is that really rational? I mean, they're trying to sell us on this, but they're doing it by playing with our lives. No wonder folks didn't want to get involved with the military. No wonder morale was down. No wonder recruitment was down. If I had a son, I'd be like, man, don't go in there yet. Not wait until Trump get back in. Wait until you get back in, then you go ahead and enroll. So what else, Pete?
Oh, there were mistakes made on our tours all over the place. Mm-hmm. But I, at least for the most part, had a sense that my senior leaders were committed to the completion of the mission for the right reasons.
There you go.
And maybe there were strategic differences and all that other stuff, and it wasn't always perfect, but that trust is broken, and you have to reestablish that trust. But
yep. And I think with that attitude and what he's talking about, I agree. Yeah, people are more willing to serve if they know that they'll go into battle and their leader got their best intentions. That is why so many folks love Trump and stuck with him. This man has shown that he's willing to go through stuff that the average person wasn't even willing to go through. I don't know too many people, even if they did have all of his money and resources. I don't know too many people that would have that type of tenacity. Now, you earn my loyalty when I see, you go through what these people put him through the last 8 to 10 years. You definitely earn my loyalty. Absolutely. So these are the things that make the MAGA supporters say, we will ride and die with Trump. And it burns me up when them rhinos, those people in the Senate, soon as the heat came down, they were scattering. We need a new candidate. The one guy, the Trump needs to step down and let Mike Pence step in. And I'm going, you stinking. I mean, just tuck your tail and run immediately. Soon as the heat comes down. burns me up. They deserve no seat at the table. Let's continue though, because Pete ain't done. Pete ain't done, y'all.
By putting in no-nonsense warfighters in those positions who aren't going to cater to the socially correct garbage. In the past X number of years, 10, 12, 15, the Pentagon has a perfect record in all of its war games against China. We lose every time.
We lose? But I don't like losing, because all we do is win, win, win. So wait a minute, Pete. The people who's been over our war games with China, we're losing? I don't like that. That ain't America-like. So what are we going to do about this, Pete? What's the reason?
Inside the Pentagon war games. We know what our real capability. You see, we didn't even get to this part of the war on warriors. I mean, the military-industrial complex, the way we procure weapon systems, we're always, the way our system works, the way our bureaucratic system works, where the speed of weapons procurement works, we're always a decade behind in fighting the last war. Whereas China, we have, what did Rumsfeld say? You go to the war, the army you have. We have the army. China's building an army specifically dedicated to defeating the United States of America.
And what are we doing? We're letting them go ahead and make all of our medicine. There we go. We're letting them get our topsoil. We're letting them buy up some of our farmland. There you go. That's what we're doing. We're letting them fly balloons over our whole country for, I don't know, a whole week so they can get all the snapshots they need and stuff. That's what we're letting them do. We're not showing any strength. Nothing. And now we got somebody who's saying, we need to confront the China threat. Because see, Joseph Biden could not say anything to Xi. Because of that $1.5 billion deal, he couldn't say nothing. So now, finally, he's talking about giving us an upgrade. Yeah, an upgrade, making sure we catch up with them so we don't come victim of what, Pete?
That is their strategic outset. Take hypersonic missiles. Yeah. So if our whole power projection platform is aircraft carriers and the ability to project power that way strategically around the globe. And yeah, we have a nuclear triad and all of that, but a big part of it. And if, 15 hypersonic missiles can take out our 10 aircraft carriers in the first 20 minutes of a conflict, what does that look like?
Whoa. So now we got a person who thinks like this. You got a person who says maybe we shouldn't give our enemies all the advantage to beat us. Maybe we shouldn't sit back and say, nah, those hypersonic missiles, we don't need to respond to that. We don't need a counter to that. Because look, we got these big warships and stuff like that. But if you can't get a bead on those hypersonic missiles, if you can't shoot them down, and you take out our main military might, which is those big aircrafts that's sitting out there, you take those out, now what are we looking at? Well, I guess we got to rely on nukes, guys. Yeah, that didn't go the right way we thought. Maybe we should have upgraded our military equipment. But what do? We spent money on everything else. All that money over there in Ukraine. Joe Biden talking about, hey, we're running out of bullets here. That's what we're doing. Yeah, we're spending it on DEI training. So finally, we got somebody in there that's saying, let's take this threat seriously and let's do a facelift on our military, starting with the morale.
I mean, and when if they've already got us by the balls economically, which you pointed out very well, with our grid.
With our grid. Nobody's doing nothing about this. The current administration, they're not stopping to think of the what if. We got two grids. If one goes down and we need parts from China, you think they're going to give them to us? You think they're going to say, absolutely, that we're sending them overnight? Yeah, but yet, this current dumb administration, everything to help us fail. But now, looks like we got the real deal back in office.
Culturally, there's plenty of elite capture going on around the globe. I mean, and then microchips and everything. Why do they want Taiwan? They want to corner the market completely on the technological future.
You know what's crazy? I'm not even in the military, neither are y'all. Why are these things all common sense stuff to us? And yet, you got Mark Milli Vanilli. You got the other dude, the black dude. I forget his name. That guy who just went off the grid and didn't even tell nobody. I was in the doctor, in the hospital. I had some procedures done. Well, wait a minute. Did you tell anybody? No, I didn't think it was necessary. Joe wouldn't have remembered anyway. So, you got these folks, and they're just ignoring stuff like this. And I'm going, why is it that I know that? Why is it that I'm sitting here going, is it wise to be having them making microchips? Is it smart for them to be making the batteries for the cars they trying to push on us? Are these things? Why should we be giving them topsoil to help grow? And wait a minute. What is the logic behind selling them land in America? I don't understand. Why are they making penicillin? Why are they making steel? These are all just common sense questions, especially when you know their intentions for America. Boy, it don't take like a genius. It just takes somebody with some common sense and the will.
We can't even drive our cars without the stuff we need out of China
Thank
these days.
you, Pete.
I mean, they have a full spectrum, long-term view of not just regional but global domination, and we have our heads up our asses.
But not anymore. Not anymore. Yeah, man. Trump went up there and said, pulled all these heads out of their butts. All right, it's time to go to work. Time to go to work. But guys, not everybody is happy about Pete being nominated for this. Okay. Starting off with this very gentle guy looking into the camera. He used to look into like professional cameras. Now he's doing videos just like us. Yeah, he's now on the level of us. He's down. He's got knocked down. And he's less than us because he's a liar and a manipulator. But he's not biased. And so here's his response to Pete being nominated for Secretary of Defense.
Then I saw this, an official statement from Donald Trump saying, I am honored to announce that I have nominated Pete Hegseth to serve in my cabinet as the Secretary of Defense.
With that fake laugh. Yeah, this guy right here, weak, sorry, behind Don Lemon, is trying to pretend like he knows something about the military. Are you qualified to judge Pete? The man graduated from Harvard and I think Princeton or something like that. I mean, the man's super intelligent, served in the military. Did you do any of that? Are you qualified to even make the judgment on him, Don Lemon? Or are you just fixated on trying to hate? Don't be jealous.
What? Yeah, at first, some of these folks, these nominations, I said, okay, or appointments, all right, they're a little extreme, but there were some normal people in there, kind of normal, like Marco Rubio or Mike Waltz, a couple of, just regular old Republicans in there. But Pete Hegseth, the morning weekend host.
That went out there in the military and was fighting on behalf of our country. That one? That guy? Yeah. How long you think Don Lemon would last if he got dropped out of the airplane on D-Day? He might be dead on arrival. They'd be like, did somebody shoot him out the sky? No. Well, wait a minute. Did his parachute not open? It opened. Well, how'd he die? Heart attack. Fear. Checking him for wounds. There's no bullet wounds. We don't know what happened. Died of fear. Gentleness. Yeah, I died of gentleness. So here's Don Lemon trying to pretend that Pete is like a silly pig. He's just a guy that was at Fox.
On Fox News?
I have confidence in the current leadership of the Pentagon and the way the defense situation has been operating for the last several years. I mean, from the Afghanistan pullout, which was an extreme debacle for which no one was held accountable.
Wait a minute. Where's Don Lemon? Why isn't Don Lemon complaining about this? Can't be no worse than this. Yeah, that right there. That was one of the worst things I ever seen. Worst things I ever seen. You know what? The Afghanistani army, they're prepared. They're well trained. And did you see that video of those dudes who couldn't even do jumping jacks? I almost bust a gut. The dude trying to train them was so frustrated they up there. He's sitting there like, you got to be kidding me. Had the robes and the sandals still on. And I'm thinking, that's a well-trained army? Oh, don't worry, the whole 12 hours later, this right here, folks hanging on planes, but Don Lemon ain't got nothing to say about that though. It was well coordinated, well executed.
We've had spy balloons flying over the United States. We built a $300 million pier as a public relations stunt, which wound up killing an American service member.
Wow. Look at how wonderful it's been ran since Joe Biden got in, right, Don Lemon? Yeah, isn't that beautiful? I mean, shoot. I mean, granted, that does look kind of chaotic right there. But look at it on the bright side. We left them weapons to defend themselves against the Taliban. And what? Oh, the Taliban took the weapons? Oh, shoot, that didn't work out. Did anybody hide the keys? Y'all just put them under the seat? So they probably done started up all of those Humvees and Well, don't worry, they can't fly the helicopters. Thank you very much for all of the weapons. Unreal. And Don Lemon got the nerve to try to criticize Pete.
I'd say I've had just about enough of the so-called insiders running the Defense Department. I think we ought to give Pete Hegseth.
It's time to begin to realize that the primary identity that voters bring to the ballot.
Well, let's see what Marco Rubio's bringing to the table. Hopefully, he'll stick to what he's talking about right here.
Ballot box is not the color of their skin, their ethnicity. It's what they do for a living. It's how much money they make or don't make. It's how hard life is for them. And I think that's really what we're seeing come through tonight. And you're going to see more of that when Nevada begins to come through and Arizona more and more. But we're certainly seeing that tonight in Pennsylvania and Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia, everywhere we've looked.
Well, Marco Rubio, you done made it to the night's table. So let's see what you got to offer.
What I am saying is common sense. You're a visitor. You're not even an American. You're a foreign national. You're here because we gave you a visa to be here temporarily, and now you're out there defending and supporting Hamas, a terrorist organization. You need to go. That's what this resolution asks the administration to do. And I hope we can get a vote on the Senate, so at least everyone will know where everybody here stands.
Now, I agree with that, Marco. I do agree with that. I don't understand why we're so stupid. Why we are over here coddling folks who hate our country and don't even live here. You're visiting. There's no time to start complaining and acting up. See, so yeah, they said he's talking big. I need to see him produce big. Yeah, I'm not giving him too much room. I got him on a short leash. Don't worry. I got him on a short leash. Yeah, but I'm showing some clips to kind of show you how he might have got himself in this position. Hopefully he'll stand strong. But you can't, as he was just talking about, you can't just come in somebody's crib. Here you are a visitor. Hey man, you mind if I stay with you a couple weeks to get back on my feet? And then you up in there starting trouble. I don't like the way things are ran up in this bad boy. See, you know what? I think you got to go. All right, you got to go. What else he say?
Why do Chinese companies get to do whatever they want in our economy, but our companies do not? So all Donald Trump is saying is we're going to get along, but we're going to get along in an even playing field, not one in which China continues to be allowed to cheat and steal and get away with things that are bad for America.
Now, right there, Marco, if you make sure you follow through with that, just like Pete. See, just like Pete. Yeah, we have to hold these other countries accountable to fairness when it comes down to trade. We don't want to always be getting the banana in the tailpipe, okay? So let's continue though, because this right here, I did say, I was impressed. The fact that this man did not buckle or waver on this response. I said, all right, Marco, you might have made the lineup tonight, just tonight. We'll see how things go tomorrow. I might feel differently. But this right here was special.
Senator Rubio, will you call for ceasefire?
No, I will not. On the contrary.
Rubio,
are you filming it? So I want you guys to get this. I want them to destroy every element of Hamas they can get their hands on. These people are vicious animals who did horrifying crimes. And I hope you guys post that.
And what about the civilians that are being killed every day?
Hamas should stop hiding behind civilians, putting civilians in the way. Hamas knew that this was going to lead to this. So Hamas should stop building their military installations underneath hospitals.
So you don't care that 15,000 have died? You don't care about the babies that are being killed every day?
Notice Democrats, they forget about all the babies and the women and stuff that was killed on that day. They forget about all that. You don't care about the women, the babies and stuff like that, this and this and that. They don't hold Hamas responsible for nothing. They're not sitting back going, maybe if Hamas would have ran back into their own territory and hid amongst all of these citizens, or maybe if Hamas wouldn't have made the attack in the first place, did you think Israel was going to say, man, see, they too late, man, they far gone, man, they done ran back over there, and well, we'll have to wait until they come out again. Did you think that was going to happen? They knew exactly what was going to happen. And then this woman, for some reason now, is trying to guilt him into, they always do this. They always bring up the women and the kids and the babies and stuff like that. They want to tug at the heartstrings. And I will say, he very directly handled this and made his position very clear. That shows some backbone. Many folks would have buckled soon as she would have brought up the kids and the babies, and you don't care that the babies are being killed. Look at his response to this.
Fine. I think it's terrible, and I think Hamas is 100% to blame.
I love that, though. I have to give you credit for that one right there. That was boss right there. He said, absolutely, I do care about those kids and those women, and Hamas is 100% the blame for it.
That's what I think. Make sure you post that.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. So we'll see. The verdict right now is still kind of out with Marco Rubio. We're going to go ahead and monitor his progress very closely. We'll go ahead and update the results in about 3 months. Okay, but look who's up, y'all. Woo! Look at these two characters.
You say you do here.
Well, look, I already told you. I deal with the damn customers so the engineers don't have to. I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
You're fired. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're being taxed. You're being taxed. All government spending is taxation. So whether it's direct taxation or all government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
Tell him, Musk.
We're going to get the government off your back and out of your pocketbook.
Now, who doesn't want that? The Musk that came out. I'm so proud of Elon Musk. I mean, to see these, I mean, we're living like in history. We really are. To see the transformation of some of these people and how this all came together. I mean, this is one of the things that if this happened during my father's age, his time, when he was younger, he would be telling me and I'd be imagining, what? So wait, how did that happen? I mean, what was you doing when this all came together? How did it feel when it, so he started off this way and then he ended up being, what? Man, that's crazy. I read about him in the history books and stuff. But now we're sitting here watching Musk with a full-blown Make America Great Again hat on. You see, the Democrats can drive anybody away. Anybody away, man. Yeah, dude. That marriage, you can't be married to the Democrat Party. I'm telling you right now, if you got some common sense or backbone, you got to break up. You're like, all right, this ain't going to work, man. We ain't going to make it. An annulment, perhaps. Also, you're the Democrat. You're going to take me for everything I got on the way out and call me a white nationalist, too. So now here's Musk talking about putting more money in our pockets, saving money. Look at these two rascals right here sitting at that MAGA table. And you know he'll do it.
And America's just not just going to be great. America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing.
You know, I feel that way. At least for the next 4 years. If we play our cards right, by the grace of God, we might get about 10 out of it, and maybe some more. But you know, the Legion of Gloom is going to be plotting their return. You already know they are. But I will say this. These two brainiacs, these two eggheads right here, I got a gut feeling they're going to get in there and get it done. That right there is a force to be reckoned with. Elon already, you know, he probably did the calculations. He probably got it all mapped out already. I thought, don't worry about it. I'm done. What? Yeah, I'm done. I already figured it out. It's on the app. This is how we're going to streamline it. That dude probably is already, I don't even understand how this man functions. How do you run all of these companies and multitask like you do? I just don't understand it, man. The cat, he's amazing. He's amazing. And this guy is too. Oh man, you know he done already read all the laws. Soon as they talk to him about, all right, this is what I want you to head up. Don't worry about it. I already read the whole law book. I know all the statutes and everything. So let's see what he's talking about.
The branch, the fake executive branch, the administrative state, has written all these rules by fiat. Most of them are illegal. Like they're actually unlawful. They're illegitimate. What? And so if you have an executive branch that says, okay, we're going to recognize that most of these regulations are illegitimate, there's your blueprint for then shaving down the size of the federal bureaucracy, which is then the permanent solution to stop that bureaucracy from perpetuating this kind of illegal rampant action.
Yes.
And I think that's the stuff of how you actually save a country. Boring as that might sound. It's not boring.
Don't sound boring to me. Yeah, shave that mess down. Like a sheep. Like you just joined the military. Shave it down. Go in there and cut them loose. All of them up there scared in Washington. I've been on this job for 32 years, girl, and I work probably about 5 hours a week. And now they're gonna come in and y'all got to go. So here's Tucker.
Boring. And I think I've never heard in all the, my whole life in Washington, anybody suggest that this is a process that could really be stalled or reversed. The process being the growth of the federal government, which is just inexorable.
If we could pull this off, guys, this would be one of the greatest, not only comebacks, but results to change the whole direction and dynamic of our country. If we could pull this off, man, if they go in there and gut out the right rot, you can save the country. If you go in there and you lay the hammer down and you bypass the bureaucracy, and of course our own members on our own squad is probably going to be sabotaging too. I'm worried about the Senate, y'all. I am really worried about that darn Senate. The House is radical. We got some MAGA folks over there that will push back big time in the House. But that Senate is real weak, man. We ain't got enough MAGA folk over there in that Senate. And I worry about it. And Trump wants radical change, just going to require cooperation by the Senate and the House. They can't get in there pooting and farting around. They just can't do it, man. Got the nerve to hold a vote today secretly. Boy, that's some Democrat crap.
Do we want to go in and reform that regulatory state?
Or what?
Maybe redirect it to advance our own ends? Or do we want to get in there and shut it down?
Shut it down. Shut it down.
This country. We are going to get in there and actually shut it down.
Bam!
That's the afuera in the United States
Afuera.
of America. We don't need less Javier Milei. We need more Javier Milei on steroids in the United States. If we do the job right.
Gotta shut it down, man. I like these two. Wonderful tag team right here. That's right. Give them some nice shiny armor. Give them their sword and send them into battle to shut that mess down. And you know he's going to gut it. You know Elon is going to go in there like, what do you do? That's what I want to know. What? How long have you been here? Can you pull up all of the files and productivity you've done in the last? Okay, you don't have that? You don't have to? Okay, Chad. Tell you what, there's an officer behind me. You already know. You're done. When the sergeant at arms come in with the guy, you're like, oh, crap, I'm fired right now. I'm done. Am I done? Okay, I'm just going to go. With the manila envelope, there you go. All right, here's your severance package.
Very open and transparent and be very clear about this is what we're doing. Here are the issues. This is the math for what's being spent. So we're going to make the spending lower. And if somebody's got a better idea for how to make the spending lower, tell us. But if we don't, we're going to bankrupt the country. And so we got to do something. And it's got to be some pretty big moves. Yeah. I'd say drain the swamps. There's so many swamps.
So many swamps, Elon. So many swamps. Be a swamp drainer. That's what I want you two to do. I want y'all to go in there and be a swamp drainer. Go in there with a septic tank, stick that big hose in there and get it all. Don't leave no crevice, no little teeny crumbs. I don't want to see no microisms and stuff laying around because it'll come back, see? Yeah, you don't leave no bacteria. Throw some bleach in that mess all over it. That's what I want to see happen, okay? And notice what he's saying. He's saying, hey, for all of the media and Democrats who's going to flip out and whine, first of all, I'm going to show you rationally why I'm doing it, how much it's going to save. I'm not going to be like y'all. I'm not going to just be writing checks, spending stuff, protecting my friends in the deep state who's hooking us up and making sure they, all this. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to let y'all know, hey, here's the stuff. Here's the reason we got to cut this. This is why it's not making sense. This is how much money we can save. And if there's anybody out there that got any better ideas, so shut up. Your Don Lemones and the rest of them. But wait, guys, we got another one at the Knights of the MAGA table.
I'm Governor Kristi Noem from the great state of South Dakota.
This is a really great governor, very successful governor. She read some of the numbers. And I thought she would, because why not? Nobody else will do it, but I will, because I do it for my friends. So you did it beautifully, too. She has done a fantastic job as governor.
And you know when she earned my respect? When she took a stance against that shutdown. She came out, I decided to take a stand, not knowing I lose my best friends. Doom, 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 doom. But I'd rather live right. Oh, yeah. She came out like, and all of God's children just stand. She took that stand. Dang on it. Look at her. You think Nancy Pelosi could have climbed up in there? Or come
No,
out?
honestly, when he put his hand up in the air, I was watching him on TV and he said, fight, fight, fight. I could see that he was doing that to make us feel better. Didn't you? That his heart knew that the American people needed to be reassured that he was okay. I mean, I don't cry very often, but I cried because I could see in his heart he wanted to reassure America that he was okay.
You go ahead, girl. That's right, man. And see, that is why so many people love Trump. That's why many of his voters, most of his voters, are loyal to Trump. And the new ones that's taking a chance on Trump will become more loyal to him after they see how hard he's going to go in the paint for America. I really believe that. You don't go through all the things that he went through to get here and then you decide to take it easy. You know, pump the brakes. He knows he's on a deadline. Only got 4 years. You got to go hard, man. So day one, hit the ground running. That's why he's putting together the Knights of the MAGA table. Who's next?
Dr. Gay, a Harvard student calling for the mass murder of African Americans is not protected free speech at Harvard, correct?
Our commitment to
It's a yes or no question. Is that corrected? Is that okay for students to call for the mass murder of African Americans at Harvard? Is that protected free speech?
Our commitment to free speech.
Answer the question, Florida Evans, Afro. Dang on it. Our commitment. This is the type of tenacity. This is the type of attitude I want. Yeah, MAGA Republicans. You see how she's not taking this woman for granted. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna lay into you. I'm gonna stick. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care about DEI. I'm going to give you the business.
A yes or no question. Let me ask you this. You are president of Harvard, so I assume you're familiar with the term intifada, correct?
I've heard that term, yes.
Maybe.
And you understand that the use of the term intifada in the context of the Israeli-Arab conflict is indeed a call for violent armed resistance.
I didn't even know that. I know transphobia is violence against transphobes, and homophobia is violence against them, and hate speech. I know about xenophobia and all of that stuff. I ain't never had heard of like real hate speech though. I ain't never had heard of that. See, we're too focused on gender neutral bathrooms and safe spaces and censoring folks on our campus.
Against the state of Israel, including violence against civilians and the genocide of Jews. Are you aware of that?
What?
That type of hateful speech is personally abhorrent to me.
And there have been multiple marches at Harvard with students chanting, quote, there is only one solution, intifada revolution, and, quote, globalize the intifada.
Now, I wonder if it was a lot of MAGA folks up there. There's only one revolution, white revolution. Yeah, that's right. White supremacy revolution and stuff like that. Man, they were sending the National Guard in there to open fire immediately. But you can get in there and just throw out all kind of stuff. And this goes back to Marco Rubio when he was talking about if you are on a visa or you're over here in college and you decide to be radical and support a hostile country, you got to go, man. How about you lay low? I'm not going to go over to Russia and be out. Ukraine, that's right, I support Ukraine. You got to know where you're at and focus on what you're there for. You're not over here to become an activist. You're over here to get an education. So be grateful. Do that. Wait till you go back home. Change your own country. So don't come over here acting a fool and blocking traffic and, shutting down campus. But yet, all of a sudden, this Harvard University lady right here decided to support the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, rather. I don't agree with that speech, but now all of a sudden, I'm an advocate for free speech.
Is that correct?
I've heard that thoughtless, reckless, and hateful language on our campus, yes.
So based upon your testimony,
But it's not more hurtful than misgendering somebody. No, you could get kicked off campus for that. Excuse me, bro. Bro? I can't believe you called me a bro. I'm a bra. What is a bra? Don't worry about it. It's a new pronoun I made up. I'm a bra. Okay, well, my fault there. No, it's too late. What are you going to do for me now? Yeah, I want to know if this guy's going to be kicked off campus. He called me a bro and I'm a bra. He should have known that. He should have just known it. Yeah, we're going to have to let you go. You know, hate speech is a horrible thing on this campus. But let's continue.
Understand that this call for intifada is to commit genocide against the Jewish people in Israel and globally, correct?
I will say again, that type of hateful speech is personally abhorrent to me.
Do you believe that type of hateful speech is contrary to Harvard's code of conduct, or is it allowed at Harvard?
It is at odds with the values of Harvard.
Can you not say here that it is against the code of conduct at Harvard?
No, she can't, because she's double trapped with wokeness. She's caught in between. She's being sandwiched by wokeness. She can't even turn around. She's surrounded by it. She's like, man, I got wokeness all over me. I done set myself up. And this is the problem with the left. That's why they were rejected. That's why all their efforts to pretend that they weren't woke, to pretend that they were moderate, all failed. Because they trapped themselves in wokeness. Yeah, they participated and thought it would catch on. They betted on woke ideology and said, don't worry, if we keep pushing this and we use the media to go ahead and support it, it'll eventually catch on and spread. But it appears that America spoke and was like, man, we don't want no woke. We spoke. Don't want woke. But look who's up, y'all. This right here is somebody he's a Lancelot. He's a Lancelot, y'all, of the table. Here we go.
Invasion of our southern border. Well, as I say sometimes, the immigration issue is extremely simple. The policies involved in fixing it are very complicated. The simple part is seal the border, deport all the illegals. Now,
tell him, Stephen.
That's the
brain.
That's the short answer, right? You get in, you have two policy objectives that you proceed with utter determination on.
Sir Lancelot. There it is. Yeah, here's the brain. You can tell that man's always thinking. Them wheels are just a turning right there.
Seal the border. No illegals in. Everyone here goes out. That's very straightforward. In terms of the policy sets to accomplish this, as President Trump showed in his first term, it's a series of interlocking domestic and foreign policies to accomplish this goal. In no particular order, to rattle off a few fast, you have your Safe Third agreements, you have Remain in Mexico, finish the wall, you have robust prosecutions of illegal aliens, you do interior repatriation flights to Mexico, not back to the north of Mexico.
Now look at this, guys. Stephen right here is walking us through the process of sending all of these folks right back to the crib. But yet you'll see folks in the media. How you gonna do this? How you gonna do this? Do you understand how many people it is? And could you walk us through it? They never ask the details of the Democrats' plans. Never. But you get a Republican on our show. Oh, I thought you talking about getting rid of all these people, taking up by white. How you gonna do this and stuff? Stephen's like, oh, this is how you do it. All right, it's not that hard. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. And see, here's the other thing. I'm thinking, this also could work. Simply get on the bullhorn and say, listen up. Y'all already know that we're going to be doing mass deportations. Now, if you are here illegally, even if you claim you're here to apply for asylum, right now, all of those applications have been dismissed and canceled. Okay, you got to reapply. And then we'll go ahead and see if they're legit or not, which we know they're not going to reply. But then secondly, we say now, right now, if you guys meet at this place at this time from these particular hours or months or whatever, we will send you back home. There's a deadline. If y'all don't make it and we catch you, you're on your own getting home. If we catch you after the deadline to self-deport, that means we take you and shove you right on over there across the border and say, good luck walking back to Guatemala. Good luck walking back to Haiti. Swimming. Good luck. I hope you got some endurance. Here's a little raft, a floaty. Some of those floats on the arms. Good luck. But if y'all don't make it, you're on your own. So now y'all got the opportunity. And by the way, no more snacks, no more freebies, no more housing, no more nothing. So now you're going to have to learn to live off the fat of the land if you plan on staying here illegally. That is until we catch you. Until we catch you. So let's see if these people will self-deport if they come down on them like that. Cut off the resources and then tell them, here's your deadline. Yeah, there's a little grace period where y'all can go ahead and get some type of assistance depending on where y'all are from. But we're going to get y'all out of this country. After this, we catch you. We just going to shove you right on across that border and let the cartel deal with you. Now, finish up, Stephen.
It's very important. You re-implement Title 42. Yeah. You have several muscular 212Fs. That's the travel ban authority. We did a few of those in the Trump administration. You would bring those back and add new ones on top of that. You would establish large-scale staging grounds for removal flights. So you grab illegal immigrants and then you move them to the staging grounds, and that's where the planes are waiting for federal law enforcement to then move those illegals home. You deputize the National Guard to carry out immigration.
Look at him going through this. That's why I call him the brain. Going through this. Why don't the Democrats think like that? Why don't mucus process like that? Because they're too busy thinking about how to get them here. See, they do that in reverse. You start with these organizations, these nonprofits. You send them down there to the southern border, and you make sure that they encourage people to come. And then you create an app, and then the app will get them here. And then once you get them here with the app, you send them right through the point of entry, and then you tie up the whole guards right there to make sure they process them. And then you make sure they do the opposite. They work hard to think about how to get these folks here and keep them here. Where Stephen is working backwards and saying, you know what, we got to undo what y'all have done. And let's get these folks out of here. I'm loving it. This is their worst nightmare. Nobody wants Stephen on deportation. They don't want him. They don't want him on these type of policies. But he's at the table, y'all. He's at the table. And we're going to end with my favorite new night at the table of MAGA.
Immigration enforcement. And then you also deploy the military to the southern border, not just with a mission to observe, but with an impedance and denial mission. In other words, you reassert the fundamental constitutional principle that you don't have a right to enter into our sovereign territory, to even request the asylum claim. The military has the right to establish a fortress position on the border and to say no one can cross here at all.
Now look at that. Steve, that's why I call him Lancelot. I mean, that man just broke that mess all the way down. I'm loving it. You think Mucus hadn't thought about any of those things right there? Yep, just go walk right on up to the border. Hello, I'm here. I want my asylum. You know what? There needs to be some distance. Yeah, between you and our border. You can't just come right up to the border. Yeah, these are things that common sense people say, wait a minute, don't we have a right to choose who comes into our country or not? I mean, it is our border, right? Don't we have a right to send these people out of here? And yet you'll listen to all of these dummies on cable TV right now talking about how are they going to do this? Why would they do this? They're going to separate the kids and all of the family. What about the kids? What about the kids and the women and all of that stuff? Well, we got a solution and an answer. Oh, we about to bring in the hammer.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's the solution.
Start packing now. You're damn right. Because you're going home.
The hammer. My man.
I want to be the best in the game. Invest in my name. Check no restraints on my
Another message to the criminal cartels in Mexico. You smuggle enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization. And he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done.
Ooh, I'm getting chills listening to that. He's the muscle. He's going in with the battle axe. He's going in with the hammer. Yeah, I'm loving it. You're done. You're done. This is a no-nonsense man right here. That's why I saved him for last. He's my favorite. If it was a video game, I would play with him the whole time. Nope. Playing with Tom. I'm playing with the hammer. So listen to this, y'all. This is why I call him the hammer.
Please respect the chair's authority. The
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair...
Mr. Holman!
You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
You see him going at it with that bug-eyed chick right there with those crazy eyes? Oh, with those chameleon eyes, looking at every which way individually. Mr. Holman, hey, you work for me. I love it. Wait, give me some more. Give me some more. Show me what the hammer do, okay? It smashes things. Here we go.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Give it to her.
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
Oh, dropping the hammer. Yeah, see, she thought he was going to be sensitive, talk about the kids and stuff and all of that stuff. Shit, it's that simple. I mean, you just gonna let them send your mom back? Hey, go back with mommy. Go back with mommy. Go back with wife. Whoever. Go back. See, that's how you handle it. You don't let these people manipulate your emotions, guilt you, shame you because you want to enforce the law. Don't let them muscle you because they broke the law. Had Anna Navarro on TV at the abuelas are going to be going back and the mothers and the uncles and it's going to be. And you know what? You're going to F around and find out. Yes, we are. Yeah, they're about to F around and find out that the hammer don't play. So now all of a sudden they're talking about that. Most of them aren't even criminals. I'm going, you know we got like 13,000 criminals in the country running around from other countries. You do realize that, right? Mm-hmm. And don't forget them 1.8 million gotaways. We don't know where they're at. And not to mention, these people ain't been here for generations. They just got here in the last 3.5 years. We would be doing well if we get the ones that came in the last 3.5, 4 years out of here. That's not including the trickle-in effect over the years prior to that. So we're probably somewhere up in the 30s, 40 million people running around the country somewhere. And here they are talking about that they're going to send back your nephews, your nieces.
Do you understand that the consequences of separation of many children will be lifelong trauma and carried across generations?
Like Laken Riley, who was separated from her family forever. Not just with distance and proximity. Yeah, forever. Okay? All of those people who were victims to these people, separated forever. And this guy, do you understand how these get... We didn't bring them here. See, this is what kills me. And the Democrats are so nasty when it comes down to this because, see, they worry about everybody but us. And they think they could mess with somebody like the hammer by bringing up the kids. That is one of their defenses. The kids, the families, and this and this and that.
Have we not learned from the internment of Japanese Americans?
Oh, God.
Mr. Holman, I'm a father. Do you have children?
Oh, God.
How can you possibly allow this to happen under your watch? Do you not care? Is it because these children don't look like children that are around you?
Oh, you see? This what got them beat. You come in, you start pulling at the heartstrings. It's the kids. And you know what? I'm a father. I'm a parent. Do you not care? And let me slide in a little accusation of racism. Just because they don't look like you. That's all I'm saying. So you're going to try to go ahead and play around with the hammer. Yeah, but the hammer's going to come down on you, man. You don't come in there messing around with the hammer, trying to manipulate it.
I don't get it. Have you?
Oh, you're about to get it. You're about to get it real good.
You ever held a deceased child in your arms?
First of all, your comments are disgusting. I've served my country. I've served my country for 34 years.
I find your comments disgusting as well.
I've served my country for 30 years.
You see him trying to fight back? You see him after he got grabbed by the neck? Trying to... I serve my... You can't fight back against the hammer. First of all, I don't like your tone. Let me tell you something. Your comments are disgusting. I fight back. But the hammer's all over him right now. He's getting smashed.
4 years. And yes, I held a 5-year-old boy in my arms in back of that tractor trailer. I knelt down beside him and said a prayer for him because I knew what his last 30 minutes of his life was like. And I had a 5-year-old son at the time. What I've been trying to do in my 34 years serving my nation is to save lives. So for you to sit there and insult my integrity and my love for my country and for children, that's why this whole thing needs to be fixed.
And he is probably one of my favorite picks right now. He's leading the league. He's the #1 draft pick. He's the #1 draft pick. I'm watching these picks like I'm watching the NFL draft, man. I'm sitting there like, oh, let's see who gets picked for the Oh, they got the hammer. We're going to have a great season. Great season with the hammer.
And you're the member.
We agree on that.
Fix it. If you want to legalize illegal immigration, good luck with that, because it's going to get a hell of a lot worse on that border. If you say, well, okay, from now on, there'll be no consequence, no deterrence. It's not illegal to come to this country illegally. More families will come. 31% women will be, more children will die. We're a nation of laws. If you don't like it, sir, change it. You're the legislator. I'm the executive branch, and I've served my country honorably for 34 years. And I will not sit here and have anybody say that I don't care about children because you're not the same color as my children.
Man, I want his autograph. I want to meet the Hammer after one of his games. The Hammer today scored 1 million illegal immigrants deported. It was a great showing. He broke a record. He surpassed 800,000. It was his last game, and I'll be like, Hammer, come here for a second. Can you sign my autograph right there? I want to see. Just put the hammer right there. Loving him. He ain't taking no prisoners, man. He ain't tolerating none of the nonsense, none of the we're gonna guilt you, shame you, demonize you, none of that.
Look, I've seen some of these Democratic governors say they're going to stand in the way. They're going to make it hard for us. Well, a suggestion: if you're not going to help us, get the hell out of the way. We're going.
Tom, you can't stand in the way of the hammer. Break through with the hammer. What's wrong with these folks, man?
You know, the last person who was border czar, she didn't want to be called border czar. You're proud of it, right?
You know what? I'm going to look like a genius, because when you follow failure, you can't help but succeed, right?
You're right about that. The first border czar was completely absent. So now we're going to end with the hammer dropping on somebody beautifully. I'm talking like smashed them into the ground like an ant, because they forgot what they was dealing with. They messed around and found out.
Mr. Holman, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
She was more like a doodoo queen on a doodoo screen. Pay no mind, but what do you mean? She's a congresswoman. She's LC. She's bubblehead #1. And without a doubt, she's just dumb. So now she thought that the hammer was going to go ahead and dodge that. He's like, yeah, I did it. I signed it. Yeah, what about it? See, this is what I like about him. He confronts opposition. He's like, oh, I want trouble. Yeah, I said it. What about it? I'm loving it. So now she's going to try to go up against the hammer.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo?
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But
now the hammer's winding up. Now this young Pop-Tart right here, this very naive, inexperienced chick who shouldn't even be in the room talking to this man with that nasty attitude and tone. She should have the utmost respect for his wisdom, his knowledge, his experience, his sacrifice, all of that. You just got out of the bar serving drinks, and now here you are talking to this man who got all these years of dedication and experience trying to lecture him. I mean, it's fascinating. These people get in Congress and they think they got the juice. And I'm saying, man, you know what? You have not seen what this man has seen. You haven't done anything since you've been in Congress. This man right here has tons of real experience and sacrifice for his country. And here she is trying to get up there talking about and that you signed something. Don't even know anything about it. They probably prepped her right before she went out there to talk to him. All right, let's see if you could get him with this. We're going to give you a couple talking points and questions, and hopefully you'll catch him slipping. But this guy's been around the block so many times he know how to handle pipsqueaks like her. He's about to bust that bubble head.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommend a zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as it is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that.
Mr. Holman, with all due respect,
the hammer's up.
Legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
She doesn't. She does not. So now she's going to get the hammer. Now, this is why Democrats suck. Here she is up here talking about their kids, talking about separation of their kids. And they always walk into the trap. They're trying to give non-citizens benefits that American citizens don't have. And they think we don't see it. He had to remind her that, should they be given privileges over Americans? And just because y'all tried to finagle the immigration policy and lower the standards for asylum to bring these people in here, they're still coming illegally. Okay. And yeah, if they come across this border legally, they should be separated from their kids. Wouldn't we be separated from our kids? Oh, but we're not talking about those stinking American citizens. We're talking about our precious illegal immigrants. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, they're different. So now he's going to do what? Drop the hammer.
When you enter the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way.
He's incredible.
He is incredible. And you know who else is incredible? The real hammer.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me.
Yeah, man.
Hell's coming with me.
Yeah. Look at that. That's a boss. Get out of the way. I'm back. Who are you?
Can you dig it?
Oh, boy. Can you dig it? Man. Well, guys, there you have it. So that's just the beginning of the team. A couple folks are sitting around the table of Knights of the MAGA Republicans. I'm loving it, man. And I'm excited to see what these people are going to do. And hopefully they will hit the ground running. And there's a couple other people out there that I'm waiting to see where they get drafted at, what position they're going to get drafted into. But I'm pretty sure that Trump has a pretty good team so far. There's a couple people, we like Rubio, we still got to wait. We got to wait and see. But I'm even more concerned about the Senate. I really am. I can't believe they pulled that off and stuck that fat behind rhino right in there. They might as well left Mitch McConnell in there. And, anyway, but we'll see how this works out. Maybe they can negotiate around him. But I know they don't have the guts to, do a recount or a revote or something like that. I mean, it's just fascinating to me. They're still not able to see the will of the people. Just like the Democrats are unable to gauge the temperature of the people, so is our rhino Republicans in the Senate and some in the House as well. Why do you think they overwhelmingly supported Trump? They want change. They don't want rhinos. They want loyalty to the policies and the program and the agenda. We don't want folks that we got to question, are you going to be loyal to the agenda? Not even necessarily loyal to Trump. That's why I'm going to give Marco Rubio the benefit of the doubt as of now. If he's loyal to the agenda and the policies, I might give him a pass. Okay, see, but if I start seeing him waver, undermine, don't follow through any of that stuff, then I'm all over him too. All over him like a spider monkey. So we'll see how this all works out. But the good thing, man, is we've kind of locked it up in regards to the Legion of Gloom, boxed them out of most of the power. And the only way they can work their hand a little bit is through our rhinos in the Senate. They might try to, work through them a little bit and stuff. But other than that, I'm hoping that all of these people come together and just put their foot all the way up their butts. I want foot up butt. Throwing them, my next party, foot up butt party. Everybody's invited. Bring your steel toe boots. I want folks running from 100 yards away before they put their foot up these Democrats' butts. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Thanks for kicking it with me tonight. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. Share my videos. Spread the word. Check out any of my old videos. And then Check out Kevin's Corner Store. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free. There is a link down below. Okay, thank you all so much for the wonderful comments, the laughs, and all of that good stuff. Now let's get out of here. I'm gonna get me some sleep and be back up here tomorrow to do it all over again. MAGA, dark MAGA. Oh yeah, black on black. Yeah, I ain't scared. It's our city, man. Up north, got our hands around y'all throats. Yeah, yeah, apes. Yeah. Take care.